Beats by Hype.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Just a Fan Podcast is back for another week. All right, I'm one quarter host, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs this whole thing, Brandon Williams. That direction, still undefeated doing this. The man coming straight out. Well, he's not in Houston, Texas right now, but he's on the ranch, and he's been doing some hunting. That's why he seen him dressed in camo. So, your boy, still the defensive playmaker,
Right.
coming out of Grambling, Pando 316 right. What's up, man?
Too damn hot. The animals ain't moving, and I don't killed nothing but a bunch of time.
And somebody think you look good in that camo, boy. Somebody think you look good in that camo, boy.
Thank
Get 'em.
you, dear.
Get him. And then down below, Steve White, wide receiver, Morgan State University, Sunday Night Football announcements.
Brandon's on one.
Hey, look. Hey,
Per,
look.
per usual.
Hey, look. So this is why whenever we get enough subscribers and followers and whatever else, we're going to get a Patreon, because the 5 to 7 minutes before we went live, me, Steve, and Eric were back here cutting up like crazy. So, yeah. Anyway, gentlemen.
I wasn't cutting up. I was just complaining about the damn weather. It's messing up my doggone hunting trip. And yes, I'm broadcasting live from the LBL Ranch in East Texas.
Okay.
Well,
I'll be back.
About that part, but he was lying about the he was cutting up too. So anyway, gentlemen, let's get this thing going.
Let's get to it.
A lot has happened since the last show, and I'll tell you what, we have a team on a 5-game losing streak that lost to the Detroit Lions, and in doing so,
wow, 5 games?
Huh?
I said I didn't know it was 5 games. Wow.
Yeah, 5 games in a row.
Ooh.
The quarterback threw 3 interceptions, including 2 in the red zone. For the first time in his career, threw 2 interceptions in the red zone, 3 in one game.
Yeah.
Steve, what's going on with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, man?
So I know people are saying, no receivers, this is that and that. He has to be held accountable for his bad play. They will hold anyone else accountable. Keep the same energy, man. Got to hold A-Rod accountable. I
agree.
Some of the bad play, a lot of the bad play is his fault. I saw one pass he threw in the triple coverage, and I looked at when the ball came out, looked at where the receiver was. You can't even argue it was a bad route or a wrong route. He threw it in triple coverage, and the receiver was well into his break, and it got picked off. And then Aaron Rodgers going to the sideline, huffing and puffing, and looking crazy. He's on decline, apparently. Now granted, his receivers aren't what he's used to, perhaps. But Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be, as Stephen A. says, a bad man. So it's your offense, man. You're held responsible. Bottom line.
He's playing really bad now.
Right. It's a lot of it is on him. I'm gonna say it.
Well, we had to close out sometime. And right now is that season for the Packers. I'm going to say something that's very unpopular, but the Packers have been on decline for probably the last 3 or 4 years.
Mm.
Mhm.
we're just not seeing the, I guess you could say, the finished product. It's like if you're looking at a tree has been eaten up by termites. You really don't, you see signs of it. Limb will fall off, don't have as many leaves on it. If it's a fruit or a nut bearing tree, it doesn't bear as many fruits or nuts off of it. So you kind of see signs, but you're like, the tree's still standing tall till one day the tree just goes. And that's what happens when you get ate by termites. The Green Bay Packers are a shell of themselves. And, you know, we can talk about Aaron Rodgers, his receivers having a lack of experience. That defense has no excuse to be like it is.
I agree.
I'm sorry. You know,
Yeah.
they had one of the better defenses last few years, and like, what's going on now? You know, now it could be that the offense ain't clicking, the defense have to run out there and they tired. I've seen it happen a lot of teams. And teams with good defenses, but the offense don't give them nothing to work with. They eventually get worn down. I want to make this a little bit less about Green Bay. I mean, we talk about the 5-game losing streak, and make it more about the Detroit Lions. We said at the beginning of the year, Detroit was going to win some games that we didn't see coming.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point this
Mm-hmm.
past Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They came in there and was like, oh, we got it on our mind today. Because whenever Detroit decides to put it all together, they can beat some teams.
Oh, yeah. And listen, Dan Campbell, like y'all know, I think this is one of his last years, but they're going to go out fighting. And they're going to take down some teams.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take down some teams, man.
So you think it's going to be if Dan Campbell already? 2 years?
I don't see why not.
The dysfunction that is Detroit says yes. Now, should the ownership decide to go ahead and break the norm and say, hey, we're going to let you stay here. We're going to let you build something. We've never had anything in Detroit, ever. This is a culture that you can't, it ain't like you, I think I said this last week. You got teams that have a history of winning, but then they fall on rough times and you hire a guy to bring it back to the glory days. Detroit has never had glory days.
Well, hold on. Okay, before the Super Bowl era, they had glory in the 50s.
We ain't counting.
Okay, I'm talking about
no. I'm just saying. But I was going to say after the Super Bowl era.
I'm talking about right now, the Super Bowl era.
Well,
from the 1960s on up.
Well, this is karma because you got rid of Jim Caldwell after they made the playoffs that year, right?
Sure did.
So it's like when you're gonna fire somebody, think about the replacement and how much worse it could get.
Yeah.
I'm always baffled by like I take it to the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Well, I mean, even from the player, and it's like, all right, we're not going to start him. We're going to start Carson with him. Like, it's not going to get better than what you guys just had. It can't get better. You know, so it's like even for coaching, playoff coach, okay, some tweaks, some games lost here and there, but it's like there's more risk than reward when you've already achieved that the season before. You know what I'm saying? And he has a culture already established. And he's already leading them to a certain level. It's karma. They're deserving this.
Now, my only thing about the fire of Dan Campbell is that the person who was in charge, the top head of the Detroit Lions at the time, she took over that same offseason. So she took over more control of the Detroit Lions. I think it's a different GM as well, and so they hired Dan Campbell. So I wouldn't think they would fire Dan Campbell 2 years in, and they need to get a quarterback better than Jared Goff because Goff is not it at quarterback. He just isn't. I'm not saying the roster is great, but a better quarterback would improve the roster. Plus, they still trying to build this roster. So I wouldn't think they would get rid of Dan Campbell this soon. If they do, then this Lions team is way worse than what we're saying now.
Yeah.
Never underestimate the ability of the Detroit Lions to Detroit.
I understand that, but man,
And
that would be horrific.
And this is a year where that division was supposed to be completely up for grabs. And in theory, it's still supposed to be because the Vikings aren't as good as the record shows. They're really not.
No, Kirk Cousins is who he is.
This is a year where they're supposed to be able to, at bare minimum, finish in second in the division. Bare minimum. But they're not. They're not right now. But I expect the Vikings to drop some games, and they could climb a little bit. Packers, man, they're in panic mode. We had a panic conversation at week 1. Packers should be in panic mode right now.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, there's no way. It doesn't look like they're going to be going up anytime soon.
Nah.
Now with the roster they have, I don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers in the offseason. If he retires or he ends up going somewhere else.
Oh, is he a free agent this offseason?
Well, so no, but his contract is structured where I think he can be gone at any time.
Well, they're not gonna let him go, but I'll tell you this much. I don't know if he'll retire, but if he were a free agent, I promise you he'd be going somewhere else. He'll be leaving Green Bay if he could right now. I'm telling y'all.
You talking about Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could tell. He's done with Green Bay. He barely came back last year. You think he wouldn't leave this year? Yeah.
Well,
moving on, staying in NFC North. What? Oh, my bad.
I know where you're going with the Eric.
Eric, no, go ahead. Say it.
Eric said, we'll take him.
Say it.
No,
Say it.
actually, no.
Okay.
No, I don't want a over 35-year-old quarterback with this young team. I don't want that because that's just basically buying a Super Bowl, and then what you're gonna do after that? You're gonna be like the Rams.
Let's get to them. I know you were going somewhere, Brandon, with it. Let's get to the Rams.
I don't even want to give them no press. I just said what I just said.
We gotta talk about them.
We don't have to talk about no doggone Rams. They trash. I've been saying they trash. Ain't nobody listen to me. And everybody you talk about your Matt Stafford. Hell, I'm wearing camo like Stone Cold right now. You can talk about Matt Stafford. You can talk about Aaron Donald. You can talk about Jalen Ramsey. Well, Pando 316 says I just proved you wrong.
So Eric, I know your point is they loaded up for short-term success. It's not sustainable. They're losing games left and right. When we beat them the way we did, I was like, oh, they're gonna have some problems this season.
Hey, guess what? Newsflash. San Francisco's not that good of a team, and we mollywopped them twice. Swept them.
Yeah, but Shanahan knows. What do you call a PG rated? What do you call Sean McVay to Shanahan? His son, right?
Mike Shanahan. Yeah, that's his illegitimate son.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a division game. So
you know nothing, Jon Snow. Yeah,
it's just like the Giants running through the NFC, and it's like, but when y'all play us, it's a different story. But yeah, the Rams are down bad right now.
Yeah, they are.
Jalen Ramsey is on the decline of just getting super exposed.
Up the joint. And see, here's the thing. It wouldn't even be that bad if he didn't run his mouth so much.
Yep.
Yee, dibba, 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 dibba. Looks like a complete ass on Sunday. Next week comes around. Dibba, 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 dibba. Looks like a complete ass the next Sunday.
But you know who reminds me of? Big fish, small pond, right? Look at Nnamdi Asomugha and with the Raiders. Now he didn't talk nearly as much. He was quiet, right? He was a good player with the Raiders. I think he's actually better than Ramsey with the Raiders than Ramsey was with the Jaguars. But whole new system, whole new team, tougher division as far as the pass game, and you get exposed, man. And that's what it's gonna be. Now he got his money, he got his contract, but it's like, dude, you ain't going against AFC South receivers. He hasn't shined since he's been in LA.
Man, just shut up and play ball. Just
Yeah.
because
Titans receivers.
Yeah, if you don't look good, you can't say, can't nobody come back and be like, you talked all of that. Because that's me. Mm-hmm. I'm that guy that come back. You talked all that noise and look at you. That's me. I'm this old guy after the fact. I'm that guy. So like, and I'm pretty sure most of Americans are like that. I'm like, you did the dibba, and look at what happened. You made this many plays in that game to help your team win. And you ran. I'll never forget when they got dominated by the Bills week 1. They good, but we good too. Well, Mr. Ramsey, it would appear that you're not.
I know you love his demise. Shoot. Speaking of running the mouth, I got to go here real quick. It won't be long. Taylor Heineke was running his mouth a whole lot in that game against the Vikings.
Oops.
This boy's getting the first down. He was talking top-notch. Like, you would have thought his mannerisms were like Aaron Rodgers from 5 years ago. He was talking trash to everybody after getting a penalty, which wasn't even a penalty. He shouldn't have been a penalty. He's talking trash to everybody. I'm like, oh, okay. He's feeling good. And you want your quarterback to be confident. You want him to feel good, fire you up.
I'm gonna say this, and this is a line that both of y'all, because y'all are Cowboys fans.
Oh, here we go.
Y'all gonna recognize who said this line.
I know where you're going.
And I respect the man, even though I hate the Dallas Cowboys, I respect the hell out of the man because he's from Texas. He's from Southeast Texas, where I'm from. But if you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Johnson.
And the thing is this: the Washington, the Commanders, they were actually playing pretty well, but it's like he's talking this trash, and we see the game, transpiring, and it's like things flip like this because they were up, they went 3 and out, they went down. Vikings scored, game over. It was that quick. It was that quick. One drive didn't work out for them, and it was game over. Like that quick. They were looking good. They might get this W. One drive stalled. Vikings took advantage, scored, done. I didn't see it happening that quick. With like the last 3 minutes of the game, rather.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad for Washington towards the end of the fourth quarter, man. And definitely in that game, though, I tell you what, man, it was definitely one of these moments here.
Yes, we're in our new segment called Bruh.
So,
Bruh.
We don't have the clips, but if you remember from the Minnesota Washington game early on, there was a pass by Tyler Heineke thrown, and it was in the triple coverage. Although it wasn't
halftime,
it ended up being double coverage because one of the Vikings defenders ran into the referee as he's trying to make a play on the ball, and they collided, and they both end up on the turf.
It was quadruple coverage, because the ref was down. And it's like the ref, how did he get down there so fast? He should play DB. Like he was down. He could have made a play. He could have grabbed the ball. He could have got it.
Yeah, he could have. The referee was looking like Ed Reed, man. I was like, wait a minute. Where does that come from?
What got me is that he just laid out like this after the play was over. He just laid on the turf like, I hope nobody saw that. I'm going to just lay here. Maybe nobody saw that. No, all of America saw that, bro.
Yeah.
Confusion.
Now, I tell you what. Now, let me give you another. Another one of these moments from yesterday. The coach fired, Jim Irsay decided to fire head coach Frank Wright and hired Jeff Saturday, who was, I guess, a high school coach.
Jim Irsay should be subjected to mandatory random drug testing.
He's known to drink a lot, but you know what that move is about. They're trying to sell tickets, man. And
it's a good old boy.
They love Jeff Saturday. They love him. He's a likable guy. I heard he's a great guy. They're desperate to sell tickets.
Hey, man, I know a lot of people that's great guys. I don't want to run in my team. I'm just telling you right now.
I feel you.
Steve, just because he's a former Indianapolis Colts great legend.
Hey, man.
Wait. Guess who's already on staff that's also a Indianapolis Colts great legend?
Reggie Wayne.
There you go. from the youth.
Listen, you don't gotta. I'm not backing up the hire. I'm telling you why I know he did that.
I know.
You know,
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I'm sitting here on my family ranch right now. It's roughly 400 acres. It's been a working cattle company for about 140 years. Okay, passed from generation to generation. I've been taught this stuff since I was a kid. Been in it, been about it. Then stepped in manure a whole bunch of times. Had to move hay, all that other stuff. Just because somebody know how good a steak tastes, don't mean I want them out here running my damn mouth.
Yeah,
You feel me?
Hey, look. Be honest with you. You're not gonna bring me in to run your ranch. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's my point right there. Like, okay, this man has no NFL coaching or college coaching experience. He's a high school football coach. You got qualified people on the staff already for the interim. It ain't like you've been. It ain't like you're gonna come in there and just start blowing people out the last 9 games of the season.
But that just shows how dysfunctional that organization is. I mean, think about it. You got a man who, and not even in the all you bring him in. You got all these assistant coaches. This man got a new office. He's in the telling you what to do now. You probably met him a few times in passing or as a player coaching against him, John Fox and Gus. And it's like, what does that tell your players? Like, it's just so much confusion. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? It's like working in the school. You have, and some schools have 2 assistant principals. So two assistant principals, principal gets in trouble with fire, whatever. You bring in, no offense to insurance, an insurance worker at freaking
State Farm
or something to be your principal. Like, what? And your insurance worker, he won a substitute teacher of the year a couple years in a row. You bring him in to be your principal. It's like, wait, whoa.
That's a good analogy.
Thank you. It took me a while to kind of get it together, but yeah.
That's a good analogy. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Mr. Such and such, he was a substitute teacher of the year 5 years in a row when he was, and he sells insurance now. But I think he's gonna be a perfect fit for building principal at the high school with 2,000 students.
He's gonna lead all of y'all right now.
He'll be running faculty meetings.
That's a good idea, man. Crossland should hire a principal just like that, man.
Hey, we ain't going there.
Yeah, that's probably the bro of the week right there. Just that hire.
That hire was ridiculous.
That hire was the bro of the week.
Hey, what's up, Trey? Hey, Trey, while you're in here, man, go ahead and plug your stuff in, man. That's Trey. He always shouts us out. He has a show called Up to It, Down to It
podcast Friday nights at is it 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern time?
I think it's 9 p.m. Yeah.
9 p.m. Eastern time. Up to It, Down to It.
Y'all need to check that out
on YouTube. Up, like the word up, and then the number 2, not the word 2. Up to It, all one word. You'll find it.
Yes, sir. But yeah, that was terrible, man. Staying in the AFC East, man, competitive.
They're tough.
You think?
It's tough.
I mean, this is the most competitive the AFC East has been in it probably in a long time.
I want to say almost 20 years.
The Dolphins.
More than 20 years because you got to remember Tom Brady was in New England for about 21.
But it's still competitive. They're losing to the Dolphins sometime there when he was there.
Yeah, the Dolphins have beaten.
The Jets were AFC Championship 2 years in a row.
It was
the Jets have beaten the Bills, and the Bills are still considered to be the top Super Bowl contender in the AFC. That's credibility. When you beat good teams, you have gained credibility. The Jets have. If the season ends today, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills in the playoffs.
Well, all 3 are going to get in. Now, Josh Allen, because of the way the Bills play, they're going to drop some games. Well, he probably won't play as you pointed out, Brandon. He probably won't play Sunday, so they may drop. But if we're thinking long term, because I've been rooting for the Bills in the AFC for the past since Stephon Diggs got there, and they've been losing. I'm like, why have they been losing? I've been watching why have they been losing these games? I'm like, okay, they're not running the ball, and Josh Allen is playing like he's Jerome Bettis out there.
He's literally their running back.
He looks for the smoke, and it's like, dude,
quarterbacks don't last long when they do that.
No,
you're not that fast. You're 6'5", but dude, any player any size can get broken down. He's getting broken down now, and that's going to leave way for the other teams.
Dante Culpepper, Cam Newton.
Yeah, exactly.
Big quarterbacks whose bodies broke down because they ran so much.
But they were faster. Like Josh Allen, does he think he's fast? I don't know. He probably doesn't think he's fast.
I mean, but the point I'm making is, regardless of how fast you are, regardless of how big you are, when you keep running over and over and over again, keep taking hits, that stuff adds up over time.
Oh, yeah.
You're fine maybe your rookie year, your second year, your third year, but eventually your body is going to get tired of taking all those hits.
I said that.
Steve McNair's body broke down eventually for the Tennessee Titans. He kept running, kept getting hit. Now he kept getting back up better than anybody else I've ever seen.
Right,
but eventually his body just gave out as well.
And that's with them having Eddie George there, strong running game.
Yeah,
it's with them having receivers, and the best of receivers too. But Josh Allen looks to run that rock, and that's part of what they're going to accept. And he's going to get hurt.
Steve McNair, I mean, he had Derek Mason, but I'm not going to really jump up and down too much about
no,
Derek.
but he could, but
I mean, he was good, but he wasn't like a road beater.
Right. But Josh Allen, like, that's why these teams can beat them, because if you watch the game against the Jets, and they got to play him again, I believe, they were sending pressure. Josh Allen's not fast. They were getting to him, and he was throwing hard, but they were inaccurate passes into the dirt. That's the Bills' offense, and clearly it's easy to stop. It's easy to stop if you coach well against it.
Yeah, and
they've been taken down by teams they have more talent than, but their strategy is just terrible. It's terrible, man.
And you about to, and people really about to see how bad the Bills are now, because Josh Allen, like I said, well, like you told everybody that I said, and on our chat, Josh Allen more than likely is not playing Sunday with this elbow injury that he suffered against the Jets.
Yeah.
The Bills are 6-2, but their record is 0-2 in the division, losing to both the Dolphins and the Jets.
They have not won the. It's 0-2 or 0-3. Yeah, 0-2. Yeah.
They 0-2. However, yes, I understand Josh Allen has the elbow, but let's not sleep on this Bills defense. Okay. Now, this is the thing. If coached properly, this could be a blessing in disguise for the Bills, this injury, because that's going to force them to play a little bit more ball control. It's going to force them to have to do something that they didn't want to do, and that's run the ball. And they have capable running backs. They just don't run the ball enough.
Mm-hmm.
And run the ball and play defense. They have to change their identity for a few weeks or however long Josh Allen is out. And when Josh Allen comes back, they could be more dangerous than what they were before, because Josh Allen doesn't have to run around like an idiot anymore. We've established a running game now. We're more balanced now, and we still got a really good defense.
Excellent. Well, excellent point. That sounds like a team I know very well.
Well, basically, they went to pull a page out of what Dallas did early this year when Dak went down.
That's where I was going. That's where I was going, Brandon.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, like it's but I feel like it.
And again, the operative phrase is if coached correctly.
Right.
That's the operative phrase, because we know what Kellen Moore is. Oh, we got Dak back. We're going to sling it all over the yard. You got a good running game. Just run the ball.
And I've been impressed by how Dallas has been following suit. I'm like, okay, it's like Brandon's like, oh, I got Dak back. Let me go throw 40 times a game. Kellen Moore's been doing pretty good.
Wow.
I hate when we have bye weeks.
Don't hold your breath.
I'm loathing Sunday's game. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't.
I'm not looking forward to it either because I feel like this is a game that Aaron Rodgers can just freaking ball out against us.
And they got nothing to lose, the Packers.
Yeah.
So they're gonna play their butts off.
It would look really bad for them to lose 6 in a row.
Oh well.
Yeah. Where's the game at?
Green Bay. 33 degrees kickoff.
You know, the only team that can go into Green Bay and beat Green Bay on a regular basis is San Francisco. But at that being said, Green Bay is a hot mess right now, and I'm going to talk about it in my picks. But Green Bay they are a hot mess, and I don't know what they got to do to right the ship. But I mean, it's bad. I haven't seen a Green Bay team this bad since before Brett Favre was starting. When you had God, what's his name? Oh, God,
Are you talking about a quarterback that started in '91 before when Brett Favre was in Atlanta?
Oh, God, I can't think of the guy's name.
I know you're talking about.
Oh, that was a bad Green Bay team. I have not seen a Green Bay team this bad since then.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean they just, but
he's probably right.
They very well could lose 6 in a row.
In
which case, throw dirt on them like you throw dirt on, like we've been through dirt on the Rams. So,
oh, you talking about Don Majowski?
Yes, that's him. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's go. Can we go here? Can we go to the AFC South and how Tennessee may be that team down there? What do you think?
Let me preface it with this. Let me preface before we get into the individual teams. There are some teams that started off rough that are turning a corner, and there's still 9 weeks of football left. They're going to be at the end of this, when all this dust settles, there are going to be some teams that we threw dirt on early in the year. Not the Rams, they did, but teams that we threw dirt on early in the year and wasn't paying no attention to, that are going to come out on the other end of this as a playoff, possibly a championship contending team. Consequently, there are some teams that were like, oh, yeah, they great. And this is, oh, boy, look at them go. And blah, 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 blah. At the end of the season, they're going to be at the bottom looking up. Mark my words on this. There are some teams that we did not pay attention to that are sneakily they sneaking up. They creeping up, and you're not really paying attention to them. And I really think this the trend. That's the trend in the NFL right now with the parity that there is in the NFL, where you're gonna see this. You're gonna see something like, wait, where did they come from?
Yeah,
you're gonna see that it's gonna be. And by the time you realize where they are, it's gonna be the end of the season. It's like, oh, they playing for seeding. No, they already in. They just playing for seeding at this point. And again, some teams is like, yeah, well, we knew that they was, hold on, they playing just to make the playoffs? There's going to be some teams doing that. They go just trying to get in.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of teams with certain quarterback situations who are doing who the team is performing well or they have a good record. But I do expect them to fall at some point.
Call them out.
New York Giants, Seattle Seahawks, Minnesota Vikings. I don't like none of their quarterbacks. I don't care what anybody say right now what's going on. I get it, whatever. I don't like none of their quarterbacks.
Kirk Cousins is going to Kirk Cousins.
Yes, he is.
Eventually. He hadn't Kirk Cousins.
To be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with you. I know their schedule is very, very favorable. I still don't like Jalen Hurts, and I'm still not going to respect Jalen Hurts until I don't know. So I do expect the Eagles to fall at some point.
I do too.
At least 2 games.
Hey, man, I'm gonna
say this. Jalen Hurts, like I said last time I was on here, he's gotten better every season.
I agree.
His pass percentages went up. We know he runs the option. He's been playing well. I'm really looking forward to that next Dallas match. I know it's like week 17, 16, like 17. That. I'm looking forward to that. Now, Philly struggled big time against Houston last Thursday.
Sure did.
They struggled big time. And Houston
I'm gonna attribute that to playing down to their competition. That the Eagles do that all the time when they play a cream puff team. They're like, oh man, we gonna get these. We ain't gotta put on both our socks.
Okay,
You know,
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
That means then they're gonna lose a few games then because
absolutely.
they have a
I
bunch
see
of
them losing trap games. I don't see the Eagles losing big ticket games. I see them losing trap games. That's what I see them losing. I see them losing the teams they just supposed to annihilate. They gotta lose. Now the big ticket games are big. Oh man, it's a great matchup. They'll win those because they focus. They went in there to Houston. Houston is one whatever, and we're gonna steamroll these guys, not realizing that Houston play football. They don't play football all 4 quarters, but they play football in Houston.
Yeah, they do.
And they're well coached. Lovie Smith is a good coach. So they went in there, and Houston was like, hey, you finna walk out of here with some bruises and scratches.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't no easy win. You might win, but you going to know you've been in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
You've been with and basically Houston let Philly know, hey, this a fight. This ain't, hey, man, we ain't finna just ain't nobody through the damn time. Ain't going to be none of that. We finna throw some punches. And that's basically what happened.
Yeah.
So if Philly went it all, man, it's Houston. We ain't that's basically what happened. And they're gonna do it again because I don't feel like they learned anything from that. They're gonna do it again. Mm-hmm. And mark my words, sometime this season, Philly is going to lose to a team they had no business losing to. That they're clearly the better team than, but they're gonna lose to them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. All right. Hondo. Give me your picks.
Oh, you ready for my picks already? Fando's picks.
The great Hondo.
I don't have my regular notebook because I forgot it at home.
Oh, Lord.
I'm at the ranch house. So, okay, so here we go.
I'm going to call you Matthew Stafford then.
Man, don't call me that, man. They just like cussing me out. Don't call me that. I take offense to that. That's like you call me out my name. It's like talking about my mom. Oh, hey man, don't you call me Matt bum? Okay, so before I get started on these picks, I just want to let y'all know there are several games that nobody really gives a damn about that's getting played. Okay, both teams we don't care. Okay, even the fans of those teams we don't care. Also, this week I could not pick a stone cold lock. Because all of these games could go either way. There's several pick'ems, but there's no stone cold lock of the week. You're not gonna hit a stone cold Steve Austin thing getting played. So I have the Falcons at the Panthers. I'm going with the Falcons. The Falcons have a winning record. They're on top of the NFC South.
Are they? Huh.
Yes, they are. I'm still not convinced though. Still not convinced.
Okay.
Not convinced at all. They're going to win this game. And they're probably going to win that division. And they're going to have an early exit. They're not as good as people believe that. You got these Atlanta fans. Oh, boy. Hotel Oscar Echo. ATL, Hotel Oscar Echo. I can't say that. But, if you know the NATO phonetic spellings, that's all the Atlanta people are doing, and it's like, y'all, you're really not. You're better than we thought you were, but you're not that good. Okay? Yeah. But you're gonna win this week.
I think they know that. I think they know that.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They don't. They really.
They have to.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They're on the high horse right now, and plus the Carolina Panthers, they still changing people on staff because they fired the defensive line coach. Hey, I'm available. And
they got people on their coaching staff that don't know where all the bathrooms are yet in that facility. I'm going to tell you that right now. So I'm just keeping it a buck. Okay. Yeah. So so yeah, that's why I'm taking the Falcons over the Panthers. Okay. The Seahawks over the Bucks. This is another fan base. It's like, hey, we back. No, you're not. The division is trash. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're not back. Okay. Now, especially again, this is
the Cardinals.
This is one of my first pick'em games because it looks like old man Tom might have got his mojo back. But again, that was the Rams. The Seahawks, although I hate them, are playing phenomenal defense.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised about how they're doing.
And they are running the ball really well. That formula sounds familiar. And there's a quarterback that's getting a lot of credit from some people that he does not deserve.
Agreed.
He's managing a game, and people are like, there's certain people that we know that
some people call him GOAT.
Call him GOAT.
Some people call him Go Gino. Some people say
Gino GOAT. I'm like, you need to put the crack pipe down, sir, and you need to subject yourself to serious rehab. I'm talking about you, Jamal. I'm gonna call your name on here. Stop. What is this? It's a cap. Stop the cap. Okay. Geno Smith is managing the game. He's managing it well. Okay. It's the running game and the defense of the Seattle Seahawks that's causing them to win. Okay. You got right now that there's a guy that nobody's talking about right now in Seattle's defense that is playing lights out, and that is Tariq Woolen, the rookie corner. He is amazing. And I hate Seattle, but I got to give props what props are due. He is everything Richard Sherman wish he could have been. This man is 6'4" and runs a 4.3 40 and is clamps. Okay. And he'll run up and pop you. Okay. And nobody's paying attention to him, but if I was voting, he'd be in the voting for Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, definitely.
He is balling.
Him and Sauce Gardner.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna see how Mr. Woolen does against. I believe all the receivers are back for the Bucs now, and then they're at home. I'm picking Seattle to win this one, but it's a pick 'em. This could go either way, and I would love to see the Bucs beat Seattle because I hate Seattle.
I want to see Seattle beat the Bucs because, I just want Tampa out the playoffs.
Tom ain't gonna go away that easy.
I know he's not.
All right, so the next game, this is another pick'em game, but this is another one of those who gives a damn games. This is the Lions and the Bears. All people that care about this game are fans of these teams, and I don't know if they care.
I'm not watching that game.
No, never.
Yeah. So I got the Lions.
Okay.
They high for this win. They high for this win against Green Bay, and they say, "Hey, y'all, guess what? We can win. We beat Aaron Rodgers. I think we can beat Justin Fields." Okay, especially with that depleted defense that the Bears have because they traded away their two best defensive players. So I have the Lions winning that one.
And I don't expect Justin Fields to have the same performance back-to-back weeks. That's just too much. That's too much. Now,
you talk about Josh Allen, the same thing is with Justin Fields. He's going to eventually break down.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think it takes that much contact against Josh Allen, though. I couldn't say that. I think he needs to get the ball out of his hand, which he doesn't do.
But he doesn't have anybody. He doesn't have offensive line, doesn't have new receivers. He just got Chase Claypool just now.
Well, no, because there are some throws, and I watch a lot of the games, broadcast here locally, there are a lot of throws he needs to make in the NFL that he doesn't. He holds onto the ball more than anyone, they say, like in the past 25, 30 years. He doesn't throw to people. There's some NFL throws you got to make. He doesn't even try. He doesn't even try. He thinks.
And by the way, Steve,
leave him alone.
Steve, you said that he doesn't take as much contact. Guess what? All he needs is one good hit, and that's gonna set him back.
Well, yeah, that's most people. Yeah. But like Josh Allen looks for the contact, like he wants to run you over.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference right there. Yeah. All right, moving on. The Browns versus the Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of high on the Dolphins right now. I am kind of high on the Dolphins right now. Mike McDaniel, and I'm gonna keep saying this. Mike McDaniel is proving that he belongs in that head coaching position, and he's also proven, we'll know by the end of the season. But in my opinion, Mike McDaniel has proven that he was the brains of the operation when he was underneath Shanahan.
Man, San Fran, they had a staff there, man. Mike McDaniel and Saleh.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Uh-huh.
No, you talking about
that's like some
Francisco had
Washington
a
staff. That's
Wait. No, Washington had a staff.
Right.
Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel, Kevin O'Connell, Matt LaFleur, and Sean McVay.
Oh yeah.
They had a staff.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying the same thing. And San Fran is still a playoff. They're still gonna make the playoffs this year. And the fact that they have 2 assistant coaches that have their own teams that are gonna make the playoffs most likely as well that's incredible. That's awesome.
So I'm all in on Mike McDaniel, and you just added Jeff Wilson, who now here's the difference. Mike McDaniel actually knows how to use his running backs. He doesn't beat one to death and run him into the ground. And then, oh God, well, I gotta find me a running back. He knows how to platoon his running backs. So you're gonna see a lot of Raheem Mostert. You're gonna see a lot of Jeff Wilson. Then a lot of Raheem Mostert, and then there's another guy that I can't think of his name, but you're gonna see that the platoon of those running backs. Tua Tagovailoa is becoming a better passer. He's making smarter decisions with the football now. Then you still got that track meet for your receiving core.
And shoot,
track team, excuse me. And then nobody's talking about how good Miami's defense is.
Yeah, and they just added who they add?
Bradley Chubb.
Chubb. Man, Waddle and Hill, they're setting records as far as receiver tandems in the league.
Yeah, they are.
And shoot, Miami, they could easily have one more win if Tua wasn't out 2 games. You know what I'm saying? So that should be considered as well.
So yeah, Tua will probably be in the MVP conversation if he had missed those games. At the pace that he's at right now. If he hadn't missed those games, he would probably be in that MVP conversation because they are lights out in Miami. Moving on. If I was gonna have a stone cold lock, it would be the Titans over the Broncos. But I'm not
really.
I think the Titans can mollywop the Broncos. The Titans are at home. The Broncos are a hot mess. Broncos country. Let's ride. No, let's stay at home and watch TV. Okay, so the Broncos are just not a good team. Nathaniel Hackett's coaching for his job. Vrabel is a much better coach.
That is true.
Derrick Henry is starting to turn it on again. And this is the time of year you just do not want to see Derrick Henry coming because it's cold. And he's going to come and just run over you. And it's just going to be Malik Willis is
Now I'm not disagreeing with your pick. I'm just saying the Stone Cold Lock out of all the games, the Stone Cold Lock part. I'm just curious about why this one would have been one versus all the other teams.
Broncos can't stop the run.
Okay.
Broncos can't stop the run, and then Derrick Henry. Broncos can't stop the run. Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos can't stop the run. Derrick Henry.
And see, I
want to say the Broncos are good at pass rushing, but there's not going to be much of a need to pass rush because Derrick Henry.
If they go in there and play the type of game that I think Mike Vrabel is going to have them playing, they're going to be tough. They're going to be physical, and they're going to out physical the Broncos. And it's going to be.
I'm gonna let you get to the rest of your picks. I think. No, go ahead. Continue. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So Vikings versus the Bills. Josh Allen is more than likely going to be out. Give me the Vikings, and that's only because Josh Allen is out. Because Kirk Cousins could very well Kirk Cousins this game, because the Bills still have a very good defense, and Kirk Cousins, when he plays, he sees good defense. Kirk Cousins it up.
Yeah,
I'm turning. Kirk Cousins is a verb. That's a verb for throwing picks, fumbling, making boneheaded decisions.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to Kirk Cousins it up. But I still think they'll pull it out because the Bills may not be able to keep up offensively without Josh Allen in there. I could be wrong.
Hey, gentlemen, quick question for y'all. Now, Steve, this happened when we were in high school. Who do y'all think was the first football player that we used their name as a verb?
Man, I don't know, man.
Moss.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm thinking negative, like Kirk. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
true. That was
going. That's a good one.
That was in left field.
That's a good one.
You got Moss.
And he didn't came in here talking about the. Okay, all right. Let's refocus.
No. It was just a random question that was in my head because
you definitely got the random part right. Yes.
No, because you said Kirk Cousins was the verb, and I said, "Yo, who was the first football player that we used the name as a verb?" And I just want to see if Steve or you could get it.
Well, some people say cucumbers taste better pickled.
Yeah. Here you go, Eric.
What I did though? Okay. All right. So moving on.
That means Eric, that means you like pickles and ice cream.
No, that doesn't.
Yes,
Okay.
it does.
So give me the Giants over the Texans. The Texans are by far the worst team in the NFL, but that doesn't mean they don't play hard. I think the Giants are going to come in there and Houston got to go up there. So I think the Giants are going to pull this one out.
Okay.
Not a whole lot to talk about there. Give me the Chiefs over the Jags.
That would be a lock. That would be if I did pan those picks. Then I would think you would make them a lock. You wouldn't do that
because the Jags are playing better football than they started off the year with. Now, does that mean they're gonna beat the Chiefs? Absolutely not. But they are starting to get it together. So
and the Raiders squandered that game. The Raiders had them. The Raiders gave it away to them.
Yeah. So stranger things have happened. Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. Travis Etienne is starting to get his wheels under him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, let's not forget about Jermichael Hasty in the backfield for Jacksonville, former 49er, and that we let go way too soon, and now he's balling. He almost had 100 yards last week, and he was in backup duty, in relief duty at Travis Etienne. He almost had 100 yards.
Mm.
So, yeah, the Jags are balancing the offense out now. They're running the ball a lot more, so it's taking a lot of pressure off of Trevor Lawrence. I still think Christian Kirk is a bum and shouldn't get paid all that money. I'm talking to you, Jamal. Trent Baalke.
They just brought in a wide receiver too, didn't they?
I can't remember. But yeah.
Hold on.
Christian Kirk is supposed to be the alpha dog in Jacksonville.
They just brought in a wide receiver.
But yeah, I think the Jags will make a game of it for about 3 quarters. Okay, this next game, damn, man, what you gonna do? It's the Saints and the Steelers. Now, I got a lot of friends who are from New Orleans, and they're gonna be mad at me. They're gonna be mad at me, but y'all not good this year, and neither are the Steelers.
Yeah.
So, doggone Andy Dalton finds a way to Andy Dalton games. Oh yeah, well Calvin really
thank you, Marcus.
But he can't play yet, so it's
so it don't matter. So
yeah, it's a moot point. I still like the Saints over the Steelers because the Saints still has a really, really good defense. But Andy Dalton the game. So
yeah, man. Hey, look. I said it before and I said it again. Andy Dalton throws the ball to Pam Oliver on the sidelines, man.
Pam Oliver, Christina Pink.
The next game, this is the Dysfunction Bowl, Part 3, I guess. Yeah, this is Part 3. No, this is Part 2. This is the Dysfunction Bowl, Part 2. Colts and Raiders. The Dysfunction Bowl. Okay. Mm-hmm. I got to go with the better quarterback. I got to go with Derek Carr. In this matchup, that's the better quarterback, so I'm going with the Raiders.
Yeah, and it's not just quarterback; it's also just overall because Jim Irsay's a terrible owner. They just changed head coaches.
You got Sam Ehlinger starting at quarterback in the NFL. I don't think I need to say anything else. That's it. That's all. Sam Ehlinger is your starting quarterback by choice. Choice.
Do you think that was Frank Reich's choice?
No. So, hey, Steve, I'm gonna cut you off right now. We've already discussed this. That was Jim Irsay's choice.
Must have been drinking again.
Next, this is Dysfunction Bowl Part 3. Cardinals and Rams. This is one of them, somebody got to win it. I don't care, but somebody got to win it. Okay? Go ahead and give me the Rams.
That could be a tie.
It could very well end in a tie. 0-0 tie. With about 4 turnovers between both teams.
He said 0-0.
I just, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the Rams because of what the Rams did to the Cardinals last year in the playoffs. And are you taller than a 5th grader is really still being exposed. The boy ain't got no draws no more. He is completely exposed for what he actually is as a quarterback. And this before I got on the podcast, I said the same thing about Kyler Murray when he got drafted. I said, because I got to think about Oklahoma quarterback. You come out of Oklahoma playing quarterback, you can't. I got nothing for you.
Hey guys, don't be surprised if D Hop is traded this offseason.
I heard there was buzz around that.
Hey,
but
see that.
If I got to pick one, I'm going to pick the Rams. This is literally like trying to pick the turd that floats higher in the toilet. So, yeah, I got the Rams over the Cards. Okay? All right, next game. Give me the Cowboys over the Packers because Green Bay is literally they're literally the orchestra that played on the Titanic as the ship is going down. Okay, Cowboys coming off a bye, they're rested. The reason why the Cowboys would lose this game is if they cowboy it up. That's the only way. They have no excuse to lose this game. None. Zip, zilch, zero. I'm talking mad noise if the Cowboys lose this game. They should roll the Packers. Seriously. I almost made that a Stone Cold lock, but you still got Aaron Rodgers over there who'll just pull a rabbit out his behind any other day. And be like, oh, Aaron Rodgers, they look like they're done. And he throw 5 touchdowns.
And we still have Mike McCarthy.
And you still have Mike McCarthy as your head coach.
More.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some bad games this week. Yeah, it is some very bad. This is the dysfunction bowl, the somebody got to win it bowl, but nobody cares who wins it bowl. So, yeah, give me Cowboys over Packers. Okay. All right, give me the Chargers over the Niners, even though the Niners are at home. Why? Because Kyle Shanahan is the coach.
Here he go.
You done had a whole bye week. You get a bunch of players back healthy, and that's going to cause him to try to do too much. Oh, shoot. Oh, I got Debo back. Oh, I got Christian McCaffrey. George Kittle healthy. Oh, I got Brandon Ayuk. Oh, let's throw it 40 times with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, guess what? Herbert gonna throw it 50 times. And why do people love the Chargers so much, man? Not you. Why do people?
Here's the thing, though. Herbert's gonna throw it 50 times. You know what's missing in San Francisco? You know what's missing?
DBs.
You got Jimmy Ward playing slot corner instead of his regular free safety position, which is dumb as hell.
Oh wow.
Then you got Emmanuel Mosley who's out for the season. That's why I'm picking the Chargers to win this game.
Is Ward back yet?
Huh?
Is Ward back yet?
Shavarius Ward or Jimmy Ward?
No, Javarius Ward.
Shavarius Ward, yeah, he been playing.
Okay.
But you're going to basically start Jason Verrett, who hadn't played since week 1 of last year.
Ouch.
Torn ACL. Yeah.
Steve's cousin.
Who? What'd you say, Brandon? Who's my cousin?
He said Jason Verrett's your cousin, evidently.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so I love Jason Verrett, but I'm not ready to throw him into a starting role against a team that throws it all over the yard. So that's why I'm picking the Chargers to win. Plus, Kyle Shanahan's going to overthink stuff and screw this up. The Niners should win this game. They're the healthiest they've been in like forever. But, Eric Armstead probably not going to play. John Vaughn Kinlaw's not going to play. And Austin Eckler's going to run all over the place. So,
hey, who's that? Who's that guy? I just found out about him. Y'all knew, is he a D-Tech or DN rookie dude? What's his name? He drafted, I think, in the first round.
When?
This past draft.
You talking about the Javon Kinlaw?
No, I can't think of the guy's name. He's been playing pretty good for you guys. He's a rookie. He went to. I'll come back to it, but I've been impressed by his play. I can't think of his name.
Defensive tackle or defensive
end or tackle you drafted in the first or second round.
Drake Jackson. Drake Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah, the issue is not the ends. The ends is fine. We got Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
You got Samson Ebicon. Drake Jackson rotates in and out. The
Yeah.
problem is not the edges. The problem is also up in the middle. We
Mhm.
got a bunch of backups in the middle. Our two interior, we have yet to play a game this season with both our interior defensive linemen. Have yet to play a game like that. So I got the Chargers winning this game because Austin Eckler got tree trunks for legs. And, you know, eventually they're going to do some play action. They're going to eventually do some play action stuff. And they're going to complete a lot of passes because the secondary is still depleted. And we're not getting Emmanuel Mosley back. So, yeah, Chargers over Niners. Give me the Eagles over the Commanders. Now, this could be one of those games that they're supposed to win. What I was talking about earlier is one of them games that the Eagles supposed to win handily and could very well lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
They could go in there sleeping on the Commanders. Never underestimate the power of a division game, especially in the NFC East. Divisional games are crazy. And just this moment, the Eagles, it depends on the maturity of the team. Are they going to look at this Houston game and be like, man, we shouldn't have let that game be that close? Or are they going to be like, which team are the Eagles? Are they the first one or the second one? Now, if they that second team, they could very well lose to the Commanders. They could very well lose the game. Now, if they came out of that Houston game and was like, man, hey, we need to stop playing around.
I wonder, is Chase Young playing this weekend, Brandon?
That's a good question. I haven't heard anything yet.
His practice window opened
last week?
Yeah.
So if it's not this week, he could play next week.
That'll help him a little bit. If he won't, never mind. All right, go ahead, Panda.
Hey, look, Steve. Now you know that's your favorite pass rusher, man.
Why you got to do that, Brandon? Why you got to just be so disruptive? You was the one that got put out the class in high school.
Actually, I never did. To be honest with you,
he never did. No, he never did.
No. My parents, no, sorry, Bob.
All right. So to recap, give me the Falcons over the Panthers, the Seahawks over the Bucks, the Lions over the Bears, the Dolphins over the Browns, the Titans over the Broncos, Vikings over Bills, Giants over Texans, Chiefs over Jags, Saints over Steelers, Raiders over Colts, Rams over Cards, Cowboys over the Packers, Chargers over the Niners, Eagles over the Commanders.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that's another week of Just a Fan Podcast. We are currently live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also, if you happen to miss a show, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. This has been another week of Just a Fan Podcast. I'm Brandon Williams, the NFL Encyclopedia, and the Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing. Pando 316, the hunter, the defensive hunter. Yeah, y'all like that defensive hunter.
That actually is not okay. Never mind.
And then Steve White, wide receiver, Morgan State University. Ladies and gentlemen, remember
Morgan.
NFL head coaches can be traded. Remember I said that for this offseason. NFL head coaches can be traded. Good night.
Peace.